What's up? What's up? What's up? We are back for another episode. This is only episode 4 of Married to Medicine, one of my favorite reality TV shows. And Married to Medicine proves again why it's a great show. Balance between drama and the doctors still actually, being doctors. They have not taken that away from that show, and I absolutely love that aspect of it. Let's go and jump into this thing. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, turn on your notification bells, and let's get into it. So, of course, we the show continues where the ladies left off at. Contessa and Heavenly are arguing. And this is pretty much Heavenly's intervention, and we didn't get anywhere from it. We got yelling, screaming. We got Heavenly, saying Contessa's mad at her man and not really mad at her. And I'm like, she's probably mad at both of y'all, Heavenly, because you ran your mouth like you always do. And then you go run and hide. So she leaves us out, downstairs in the basement. Simone and Quad and got into it. And the crazy thing is they both were arguing about the same shit. Like, y'all both are mad because Heavenly talked shit about y'all. And she talked shit about y'all in a way that was messed up. And then Heavenly in her confessional was like, I'm not used to this. Friends don't do this. But I'm like, regardless of whether we feel as though Contessa thinks that this is regardless whether or not we think this Contessa's using this as a storyline or not, you still got up on that YouTube and you ran your mouth about your friends. So the thing is, I have a group of friends. I have a YouTube channel. If I'm having issues with my friends, I don't get on here and talk about the issues that I have with my friends. You review the show, but you don't start, going deep, and you always go for the juggler and then get mad when people call you out on it. So, that's never going to change though, because nobody is really holding her accountable for what she's doing. And the people that are holding her accountable, she don't fuck with anyway. So it's like it's going in one ear and out the other. Quad and Simone are downstairs in the basement. They're arguing, and they're pretty much talking about, like I said, they're arguing and talking about the same thing. And they're both hurt. Well, Quad's more hurt than Simone, because Simone is pretty much like, this is what she does, and I don't fuck with her. And Quad's like, I've talked to her. I don't. When I have an issue with somebody, I call them. And Simone's like, you snapped on the gram. And she's pretty much talking about when Quad got upset about Heavenly putting an emoji up. And Quad was like, I thought you were saying I was stinky. Girl, whether she thought you were saying you were stinky or not, you went hard on her. And it was like, damn. Honey, Simone was downstairs and she was like, if you want to drag me, I'm not going to fuck with you. This is America and I have choices. I'll be friends with who I want to choose, who I want to be friends with. I said that damn Simone is something else. But I mean, at the end of the day, she has a point. Like, why do I want to be your friend when you're going to just drag me? So I'm always team Simone. I'm rarely team Heavenly. But I do understand that. I think that Contessa is using this as a storyline because she don't want to talk about her and Scott. And yeah. Outside, Jackie is talking to Heavenly, and pretty much Heavenly's like, she doesn't know if this is she can fix this, and she's gonna need some time. Contessa goes back inside. Quad doesn't understand why Heavenly's treating her friends like enemies. Jackie goes back inside. She talks to Contessa, and Contessa's pretty much like, she talks about everybody's husband, and Jackie said something very interesting. She was like, when she talks about my husband, it doesn't bother me because it doesn't bring value to me. And I'm like, oh, okay, that makes sense now, because it's a lot of shit they say about Curtis, child. But Jackie said it don't bother her and her family. I said, okay, well, maybe here you group. Contessa said, well, shit, it bothers me. And Contessa says, I see how she's gonna play, so we'll just take it from there. The next day, Simone and Toya meet up at Simone's office, and they're talking about what happens. And Simone pretty much feels like Anila, Jackie, and Quad enable. They either are scared of her, they enable her, and they kiss her ass, talking about Heavenly. And I definitely know Anila's scared of her ass. Um, and Jackie, she just gives me, I don't know, Jackie give me stone cold, so it's just like she just don't have no, it's just like whatever. Because when y'all was going through y'all issues and Jackie was letting her and Simone go at it, I was like, Jackie, you know you wrong for this. Quad gives me, if it's not about Quad, she don't care. So, um, over on the other side of town, Anila and Heavenly meet up for lunch, and she's like, Heavenly's like, she expected this from Toya, she expected this from Simone, she didn't expect this from Contessa, and she was like, her and Contessa are pretty much both hurt for two different reasons, but they both have this hurt. And back on the other side of town, Simone says, she feels as though that the ladies make excuses for her, which I think Anila and Jackie make excuses for her. Like I said, I think when it comes to Quad, if it's not about Quad, Quad don't care. But I think Anila and Jackie make excuses for Heavenly. And Simone in her confessional says that she feels as though Heavenly, they're her target. She goes after them because she don't want to talk about her and Damon. And I agree with that. Heavenly don't want to let y'all know about nothing that her and Damon got going on. But my thing about it is, though, Heavenly's such an easy read. Every time you say something about me and my husband, I'm gonna come back and say something about you and your husband. We know you can't fight. You're not going to fight. So what you gonna do? All you do is cuss me out. I'm gonna cuss you out. But I'm gonna hit you where it hurt. And like I said last week in my last review, Heavenly is all bark. She ain't got no bite in her. So that's why, Simone don't really be paying her no mind, and Toya be laughing in her face. It's just like, bitch, like, girl, I ain't got time for you. You do all that hollering and this and that, but girl, you really don't want none of this. You really don't want no issue. Where did I leave off at? So Anila is trying to let Heavenly know that Quad is really, really upset and really hurt. And I definitely understand Quad's point. Is like, you're going out here saying that I'm sleeping with married men, and that's a reputation that I don't want to have. And Heavenly's like, oh, me and Quad always talk about each other. We always say stuff about each other. And Neela's like, no, you hurt her. You're saying stuff that is may or may not be true. And then Heavenly got the nerve to say, well, the streets are talking. And then it's like they call like a hot mic moment, where Anila's like, well, who's the person? The Heavenly's like, well, you better not tell nobody. I'm like, girl, you sitting on TV. Now, granted, they bleeped the name out, but I'm like, you sitting on TV, and then you say the person's name, and she's going around telling everybody this. So then when the producers ask you, like, oh, I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to get into it. I was like, child, okay, that's your friend Quad. Child. And so we move on to the next scene. Over at Anila's house, she ain't got control of her damn kids, and she act like she don't know what she's doing. She don't know how to put no clothes in the washing machine. The little boy screaming his ass off. She's so stressed out because she got to get up in the morning. She got to make them breakfast. She forgetting this, she forgetting that. She got to take them to school. Then she got to come home and do her blog, and then she got to pick them up. I mean, she doing like, okay, you coming home now. Most women who are single parents gotta get the kids ready, make their breakfast, make sure they get to school, and then go take their asses to work and work their 9 to 5, and then get off and go pick their child up, go do the homework, and do X, Y, and Z. So Anila, you are privileged. You're privileged, so we don't feel bad for you. First of all, we barely want you. We don't want you on the show. That's the first thing. Bring back Mariah. But outside of that, girl, like, what? And then I get tired of people comparing her and Toya, because we've never seen Toya complain about being a mother. We've never seen Toya complain about not helping the kids do this and the kids do that. They don't have help. They don't have this. They don't have that. So I get tired of people comparing the two. But Anila, girl, shut the fuck up. I can't stand that woman. I can't stand that. She is so boring and so annoying to me. Like, get her the fuck off my screen. So Anila and see, here I go. Simone and Cecil are throwing a Halloween party. Simone is dressed up as an old rich bitch, honey. Cecil is dressed up like the guy from Money Heist. Carrie shows up. She's dressed up as a nurse. Toya and Eugene are dressed up as Jay-Z and Beyonce, the Great Value version. Child Simone thought Eugene was Bar Molly. Damon and Heavenly are dressed up as Cleopatra and Pharaoh. Scott shows up as Muhammad Ali. Scott comes in there and he's like, somebody walks up to him and she's like, "Where's Contessa?" Now, mind you, Contessa said she wasn't coming because she was out of town. Child, honey, come to find out, Contessa ain't like dealing with that bullshit. She ain't like running into Heavenly. So her ass stayed home and studied for her test. I don't blame her. I ain't in the mood to fuck with you today. I got more important shit to do. But Scott ended up saying, she said she's out of town to the other one, but she really at home taking the test. I said, damn, Scott. Jackie and Curtis show up as pirates, and Quad shows up as Quad Woman or Wonder Woman, whatever. And then here come Anila and her fucking husband, whatever his damn name is, Dr. Carey, whatever his fucking name is. They show up as movers, making fun of Toya and Eugene because they always moving and stuff like this. And my thing is, the joke is old. It's played out. We know they move. They move every season. They probably gonna move again next season. They gonna move again the season after that. Okay, how's it affect? It's not affecting us. I don't give a fuck that they move. Toya, you can, girl, move until you can't move no more. Get on a moving special and keep it moving. Who cares? I think it was tacky though for the husbands to get involved because the husbands have never had an issue like this. And I think that Anila's trying to get her, she was trying to have her moment. Her moment didn't, it failed. She was trying to pull a Nene and Greg when they showed up as exterminators over at Kim's house. It failed, and Eugene was pissed. Toya she laughed it off. She was like, "This girl's obsessed with me," but Eugene was pissed because he thought it was disrespectful. Not the fact that you're making fun of me moving and shit like that, but the fact that we ain't got no issue. Let our wives do shit like that. You hurt my feelings. I thought we were good. So where am I at? So everybody's sitting together, and the guys are sitting together. Toya pulls Anila to the side. The guys are sitting together, and he pretty much is like, Eugene was like, this is not. Curtis thought it was. Cecil thought it was funny at first, like when they first pulled up. And Curtis was like, it would have been funny if the ladies were all in a good place as far as Toya and Anila. And Eugene was pretty much like, that was fucked up, and we never had an issue. And Dr. Karen was like, we never had an issue. And Eugene says, no, not until now. And again, like I said, I understand his point. At the end of the day, it's the butt of the joke. They ain't got no money and they keep moving. I'm sure they're not broke. They might not be as rich as maybe a Simone or a Jackie, but I'm sure they're not broke. I'm sure Toya's getting a nice check from Bravo, and I'm sure Eugene's getting nice money. So at the end of the day, who the fuck cares? And Anila, girl, you in the same motherfucking situation Toya in, so okay now, sure. Toya and Anila are pulled to the side, and Anila, Toya's like, it's one thing for, pretty much like I said, it's one thing for us to beef. It's another thing when you get the husbands involved in it. Here go Anila, well, we're not friends. Toya was like, girl, whatever. Honey, Eugene was like, you crazy, your husband crazy. We ain't got time for this. Let's go. And like I said, it was fucked up. It was a fucked up situation. I didn't find it funny, but I also found it very annoying. So you were looking for your moment. You didn't get your moment. Nice try. Now, if Toya would have wore your motherfucking ass out, you wouldn't have known what to do with yourself, because that's what I would have did. Because you weak. Anila's weak. She has no backbone. Her husband weak. They're an easy read. Girl, you so worried. You took all this motherfucking time to invest in me, bitch. You need to go invest in the motherfucking kids over there and get their asses on the goddamn schedule. But you so worried about how to make a moment on TV so you can come back next season. Bitch, you failed. Couldn't have been me, because I'd have read her motherfucking ass right then and there, and it would have been a wrap. Heavenly pulls Qual to the side, and she was like, I want to apologize to you. Everything I said was messed up. And Qual in her confessional was like, Heavenly, I'm talking directly to you. If you disrespect me in that way again, I will, the friendship will be over. And I agree with Qual, because it's like, Girl, I'm riding for you. I'm trying to have your back, but you're dragging me into this too, and I don't understand why. And I will say one thing about, I go back and forth with Quad. Like I said, this season Quad's not bothering me. I actually like Quad this season. Heavenly, Quad is not a girl you want to go against, because Quad gonna eat Heavenly up. There's only very few girls that can go with Heavenly, that can go against Quad on Married to Medicine. That's Simone, and that was Mariah. The rest of them girls really can't hang with Quad, and maybe Toya. The rest of them girls can't hang with Quad. Quad will eat Heavenly alive. So Heavenly, your best bet is to leave Quad alone. And if Quad is your friend, why are you doing that anyway? Back to what Quad says. Why are you making your friends your enemies, and you don't find nothing wrong with it? So the next day, the fellas all meet up. Cecil has all the fellas meet up at an axe throwing place, and they pretty much just want everybody to have a good time, to talk about what happened. And Eugene's whole thing is, you hurt my feelings. You made me and my wife the butt of your joke, and we never had an issue. So then Dr. Karen comes in, he all the fucking aggressive and shit, talking about what it was funny, but I won't tell no more jokes and this and that. Okay, that's fine. The joke is your wife. That's the joke. The joke is your wife. The joke is you. The joke is that y'all don't know what y'all doing. Y'all got kids. She just wanted kids to say she had motherfucking kids. She really don't want to be no mother. That's the motherfucking joke at the end of the day. I don't see it for them, and I'm not gonna take it easy on them. And at the end of the day, sir, why are you involved? He was like, I don't understand why you're mad that I'm in the women's business, because it ain't got shit to do with you. Toya didn't never offend you. Toya didn't say nothing ignorant about you. If Toya did those things, then I can see why you're part of the joke. But Toya didn't say nothing. She had a problem with your wife. She never brought you into it. So to me, it was whack, and Eugene has every right to be mad. And again, if Toya would have dragged your wife, then what would you have done? If Eugene dragged you, what would you have done? Nothing. And Eugene, I hope Eugene get into his ass next week. So it left off with a to be continued. And that was Married to Medicine. Once again, Married to Medicine brings the heat. And I'm excited. I love Married to Medicine. Get rid of Anila and bring back Mariah. I don't know how many times I gotta keep telling y'all that. Bravo. Anyway, I just decided that I probably won't do a Housewives review of Atlanta. I don't know. They all get on my nerves. I'll probably do the reunion, though. But like, comment, and subscribe. I hope you guys enjoy this channel. I have a lot more stuff coming. I will see you all Wednesday for the Housewives of Beverly Hills. And then next week, I'll be in Charlotte, and I'll be doing a live weekend sessions with Adrian. Once again, thank you all. Like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to turn on that notification button. Peace.